Just waking up. Well, what a lovely space to wake up in. You are surrounded by your family. It's a safe space. And I'm going to serve every little last drop of positivity I have in me to serve today. We got this. Let's get started, guys. Hello, dear radio listeners and viewers joining us today via the live stream or replay. I'm Shantae, for those of you who don't know, but I'm better known here on social media as Life Coach 614. And I am thrilled to have each and every one of you here with me today as we embark on this new journey of self-care and well-being together. Now, before we dive into our main topic today, I do want to just go over a few ground rules to ensure a positive experience for everyone. In order for us to maintain a harmonious atmosphere, we do have admins and moderators here to assist us in the chat. Please understand that this space is all about sharing, caring, and embracing each other's unique self-care journey. Your active participation and engagement in the chat are key to cultivating the positive energy that we value so much. We kindly ask that you be mindful of your contributions, as all donations and subscriptions during the live stream directly support the Self-Care Club LLC. Your generosity helps to create a ripple effect of positivity within our community, enabling us to continue to spread joy on purpose. For more information about the Self-Care Club, or if you are interested in booking a personalized one-on-one coaching session, please visit theselfcareclub.org. Now, together, let's pledge to make this community a beacon of positivity for everyone. If you are ready to join us on this new self-care adventure, please flood the chat with some green hearts for me. Green hearts in the chat. So yesterday we talked about the power of affirmations. And we spent a great deal of time understanding what affirmations are and how they can assist us in our life. And so I wanted today to kind of carry on with that discussion about, shifting our mindset. But today I wanted to focus on turning our criticism into compassion. Morning, Mr. Awesome. Welcome in. And so today our topic is going to be rewriting our inner dialogue. Rewriting your inner dialogue, turning your criticism into compassion. And so our journey today is a journey that many of us need to take, right? We need to spend some time transforming these negative thoughts that we have of ourselves into more compassionate thoughts. So when we think about self-criticism, that is something that is characterized as negative self-talk or harsh judgments upon ourselves, which we understand that these things can deeply affect and impact our mental health, leading to anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. However, there is a powerful alternative to self-criticism, and it's called self-compassion, basically self-love, right? Speaking power or life into ourselves, understanding that, our life has meaning and value. And so, when we think of self-compassion, it involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that oftentimes we extend to our friends and family. It's about acknowledging our struggles, understanding that we are not alone in our imperfections, and being mindful of our emotions without judgment. So when we think about transforming this self-criticism into self-compassion, we must first be aware of what our self-critical thoughts are. We keep talking about this, and we're going to keep talking about it because that's how we make it a habit, right? That's how we make these lifestyle changes. And so when we think about, all of the things that we feel we're flawed in, right? The things that we think are wrong with us. Our first step is admitting that, there is something that I am uncomfortable with. There's something that I, dislike about me, or I think is flawed with me, right? So, once we start to, yesterday one of the things that we talked about was making a list of the things that we didn't like, right? The things that we felt like we weren't doing right, the flaws that we felt like we had, all of these things. And so, and we also talked about transforming how we say things about ourselves, right? Instead of saying something like, I'm always messing up. I can never get it right. I can never do this. We need to say things like, it's okay to make mistakes and I'm learning. Right? I'm learning from the mistakes that I make. I'm growing through the things that I am going through. Right? So, it is possible for us to cultivate self-compassion through practices such as mindfulness and positive affirmations. And we can do things like loving kindness meditations. Welcome in, Rodney. Hey, Dr. Martha, I see you. So, we can begin to cultivate these things. Like I said, it's just a matter of us shifting our mindset from the things that we're lacking to the things that we have an abundance of, right? Another part of cultivating this self-compassion for many of us sometimes is seeking support, whether that's from support groups, from your loved ones, or taking it a step further and seeking support from, your therapist, your life coach, a counselor, right? So we have to make sure that we are reaching out and getting the help that we so desperately deserve and need. So when we think about like these negative emotions and self-criticism, those are common challenges that everybody faces. Okay? So again, when I say that you are not alone in your imperfections, we are all flawed, right? We all make mistakes. We're all flawed. We all have things that we can improve. So when we, again, think about transforming self-criticism into self-compassion, we have to understand that this can significantly improve our mental well-being and help to build our resilience. So I've created just a little guide to help us navigate, negative emotions and begin to start to cultivate this self-compassion, this self-love, which, is a journey that we're all on. And so, like I said, first and foremost, we have to begin to understand self-criticism and its impact. Self-criticism involves negative self-talk and harsh judgments about oneself. It often stems from a desire for self-improvement, but it can lead to a lower self-esteem. It can lead to increased stress levels or anxiety, feelings of inadequacy and depression. So we understand that, yes, we're all works in progress. So we all have things that we need to work on. But what we don't want to do is beat ourselves up for needing to work on things. Does that make sense for you guys? Like, we know that there are things that we need to do. We know that there are things that we want to do, right? There are changes that we desire to make. But I don't want to beat myself up in the process. Like, I don't want to kick myself when I'm already down, right? So for some of us, a common thing that I think of is like a weight loss journey. So a lot of people, are on this mission to find their summer bodies. And we go through things and during the process of us saying, I'm going to work out more, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to drink more water, we tear ourselves down, we beat ourselves up as if we are not beautiful as we are right now. So yes, would I want to improve myself? Absolutely. Do I want to improve my skin? Absolutely. Do I want my hair to be longer and, whatever? Absolutely. There are always things that I'm going to want to work on, but I don't want to beat myself up and make myself feel like I'm nothing now, because I'm already beautiful, right? Flaws and all. And so, when we start to think about the steps to turning self-criticism into self-compassion, step 1 would be to recognize and acknowledge self-criticism, right? We've got to bring awareness to it. And so when we think of awareness, we have to pay attention to what our inner dialogue is saying. What are we saying to ourselves? We've got to take a moment to pay attention to see if we're being self-critical, right? And then once we bring awareness to it, when we recognize how we're beating ourselves up, we've got to then start to acknowledge it and accept these self-critical thoughts are present. And we have to understand that they're present, knowing that, we all doubt ourselves sometimes. So when I acknowledge that these thoughts are present, these negative thoughts are present, I want to do so without judgment. Because I'm already down. I feel like I'm already down bad if I'm, thinking these negative thoughts. So what I don't want to do is take myself down another notch by beating myself up saying, dang, I just always say something bad and I can't never say nothing good about myself. Now I'm going to tear myself down even more. And that's not what we want to do. All right? So we're going to take a moment to be aware of it. We're going to acknowledge it. We're going to own it. I got work to do. But guess what? We all got work to do. So then I get to move forward to understanding the source. I need to spend some time reflecting on where these critical thoughts came from. They can be influenced by our past experiences. It could be societal expectations, right? The social media, always telling us what we should be, where we should go, what we should do, what we should wear, who we should love. You know what I mean? So it could just be societal expectations that have us feeling some type of way, or it could be internalized beliefs, right? We might still be holding on to the opinions that someone served us when we were 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, right? A lot of us are still holding on to these childhood visions of ourselves when some bully on the playground made us feel less than. Some of us to this day, are uncomfortable with our body, whether it's the color of our skin, the size of our body, whatever it is, just because there was a bully in elementary school who made us feel less than. So we need to start to try to figure out the source. How long have I been feeling this way? Who made me feel this way? What happened to bring me to these thoughts, right? And so then what I want to do is begin to start practicing self-compassion, right? I'm going to begin with some self-kindness. I'm going to treat myself with the same kindness that I would someone else. So I'm going to think about my situation because now I know the root of it. I know where it started. So I'm going to think about my situation and I'm going to imagine if this was my best friend going through it, what would I say to him or her? If this was my loved one, if my partner, my child, my cousin, my sister, whatever, if this was them going through that, I'm going to think about what would I say to them? How would I encourage them? Right? And so I'm going to begin to say, okay, if I could do that for them, and if I could say that to them, let me do this for myself. Let me treat myself with the same kindness and understanding that I would a friend, would a loved one, right? So then that way I can begin to replace the self-criticism with supportive thoughts and caring thoughts. Then I'm going to start to practice some mindfulness, right? Because I want to stay present in this moment. I know that I'm self-conscious about the color of my skin because, little Johnny back in the 5th grade made me feel like black wasn't beautiful. I know that. I know that the first time I remember being uncomfortable in my skin was as a child. And so I don't want to go back there. Right? Because little Johnny was a liar then and little Johnny is a liar now. And so I don't want to go there. I want to stay grounded in this present moment where I'm surrounded by people who help me celebrate, right? I'm surrounded by people who love the color of my skin. And I don't have to deal with little Johnny anymore because little Johnny isn't here. Hey Coco, welcome in, sis. And so I want to practice some mindfulness exercises where I can stay present in this moment and observe my current thoughts and feelings without judgment. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that, little Johnny hurt my feelings in the 5th grade. Yeah, Johnny is So I'm going to acknowledge that Johnny hurt my feelings in the 5th grade, right? And what hurt my feelings even more in the 5th grade was when I went to tell the teacher what Johnny did. The teacher told me, stop being a tattletale, right? And the teacher looked like Johnny. And so the teacher told me, who didn't look like the teacher or Johnny, stop being a tattletale. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But little Johnny's words did hurt me. And now that I took it to someone that I was supposed to be able to trust, now they've invalidated my feelings, right? So now I'm being conditioned to trap my pain on the inside, but it hurt. Because, now I'm recognizing that it continued in the 6th grade, in the 7th grade, in the 8th grade. And now Johnny has turned to Tommy, and then Tommy has turned to Susie, and then Susie has turned to this. And all of a sudden, now I have generations and years of trauma that I've been trapping on the inside, internalizing, holding on to, making me now feel inadequate. All because little Johnny told me that my skin wasn't beautiful. Right? So now I've got to spend this extra time understanding that my skin is beautiful. Just like everyone else is beautiful, right? The size of my body is beautiful. And so I want to acknowledge my pain, and I want to acknowledge my suffering without becoming overwhelmed by it. Because Johnny hurt me then. Johnny can't hurt me now, right? Because I know better now. So Johnny caught me when I lacked boundaries. Johnny caught me before I was healing, before I even knew what healing was. But now I know better, so I do better, and I fully understand that Johnny and Susie and Tommy and Tammy and all of these bullies that I've encountered over the years can't hurt me. And they can't hurt me because I won't let them hurt me. Right? I know better now. So I'm doing better now. And so I'm going to acknowledge my pain, and I'm going to acknowledge my suffering, and I'm going to give it a name. It hurt. But I already felt what I needed to feel. And I know that I already felt what I needed to feel from this because I know that they can't hurt me anymore. But it still makes me sad for the little girl version of me, right? Thank you guys. It still makes me sad for the little girl. Right? But now I'm gonna protect that little girl. Hey DJ Princess, welcome in, love. So I'm gonna protect that little girl, and I'm gonna let her know, hey, you know what? It is okay. You didn't know any better. But now Johnny can't hurt us. Yeah. We got to protect ourselves, right? Because now we're saving ourselves. And now, we got Life Coach here to tell us that, our value and our worth was established at birth, right? Now we have the Self-Care Club community to remind us that we are worthy, we are beautiful, and that we are valuable, and that we do deserve, right? So we're saving ourselves, right? Because we're practicing self-care more. And so, we're being self-kind, and we're being mindful of the situation, and we're staying present in the here and now. Because I don't want to go back there, right? I didn't want the little girl version of me to be there then. So I definitely don't want the adult version of me to have to go there now. I'd rather take her from there and bring her into the now, right? And so another key for us to practice self-compassion is common humanity, right? Common humanity is recognizing that everyone makes mistakes. So although little Jimmy and Tommy and Sarah and Susan and all these other people, right, they hurt me then. But you know what? The adult version of me knows that they were just a little hurt child who was going out and hurting children. Because see, now the adult version of me recognizes that all of those children, all of those bullies then wasn't receiving the love and the care that they needed in their home. Right? Because no one who was receiving love and care and compassion within their home could then go out and tear someone else down and destroy someone else. So now all of that anger and frustration and hatred that I had pent up for, these people who hurt me and broke me, I can now empathize with them because I'm like, damn, that must be hard growing up in a house that doesn't teach you love. How to love thy neighbor, right? How to be compassionate towards others. It is very sad to grow up in a home that doesn't teach you if you can't say nothing nice, shut your mouth, right? So I know that it was difficult for them. And so now I'm able to practice empathy, and you know what? I'm able to forgive them. I'm able to forgive them because now I realize that all of those things that they said to me and all of these things that they've done to me have made me stronger. Because now I'm healing and I recognize that there ain't nothing nobody can say to me that I'm going to internalize so much that it is going to break me in the manner that it did back then. Because see, now I can just move away, right? Now, first of all, now I've been hurt so much that my clapbacks come quicker, right? Because when you're healed, let me tell y'all a little secret. When you are a healed person, your comebacks happen a lot quicker. Your tongue is a lot sharper. Because see, the things that most people say to you that hurt you, they're just little jabs, right? But when you are a healed person, you are on a whole nother level. So when people say things to you, and I always say, when they go low, sometimes I have the tendency to go to hell. That's because I'm a healed person. And I know more things that can be hurtful than just, a disrespectful word. Right? When you're healed, you learn how burning sage can help you. And you know that same flame that burnt the sage can also help you to burn the bridge, right? When you begin to heal, you start to recognize and you start to know whose you are. And so I know that my God, the God that I serve, the God that created me, don't play about me. And so it's easier for me to forgive people when they do things because I know a little thing about karma. And the beauty of karma is I don't have to have anything to do with it. So I didn't understand that then when I was younger, because when people did something to me, I wanted to do something back to them. Thank you. You as well, DJ Princess. So, as a kid, when someone would hurt me, I wanted to hurt them back. But now, excuse me. Now, when someone hurts me or offends me, I just want to get away. I want to get away as quick as possible because I don't know when karma's finna kick in. Okay? And I don't want karma to accidentally involve me in somebody else's stuff. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Jesse. Welcome in, loves. So I want to get out the way. And I want to let God do what he gonna do. Because that ain't my business, right? So I'm understanding more that, I don't have to always have a clap back. I don't have to always need to get back at somebody, right? I just need to get on with my life. So again, with me practicing self-compassion, I'm going to be kinder to myself. I'm going to be more mindful, but I'm also going to make sure that I don't forget that common humanity because I need to be able to forgive them. And my forgiveness of them is not for them, it is for me so I can release them so they don't live rent-free in my brain. Little Johnny doesn't deserve any space in my mind. He didn't deserve it then and he doesn't deserve it now. So I'm going to release little Johnny with love. Right? I am sorry that little Johnny wasn't receiving what he needed in order to navigate through life healthy, and I'm going to release him with love. Right? And you know what? If little Johnny still lives in the neighborhood, maybe I need to burn the bridge that leads to my house. Right? Because some of us still have these little Johnnies and Sarahs and Susans and whoever else. Some of us still have them, that are in our life, because some of the little Johnnies of the world were our family members. Right? We have been broken down by our own family. I've told the story several times that how in my family, on my dad's side of the family, I'm the lightest. But on my mom's side of the family, I'm the darkest. And so I grew up not necessarily knowing where I would fit in. And, I got jokes and comments from both sides. And I don't judge them. I mean, I'm not mad at them anymore or anything like that, because again, like I said, I've just released it all with love. And, it kind of is what it is. Kids will be kids. Not that I'm condoning what they've done, but they've already done it. So I'm just not, I'm not letting it hold me anymore. I'm not letting it trap me anymore. But, in knowing this, I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? You did what you did. I felt how I felt. It is what it is. Now I'm moving on. So now that I've made it, to the point of I'm recognizing and acknowledging my self-criticism, I've understood the source, I began practicing self-compassion and forgiveness, right? Now I'm going to reach the point of developing a self-compassionate inner voice. Having a self-compassionate inner voice. And that is where I take the steps to reframe my negative self-talk by questioning its validity and offering compassionate alternatives. So when I find myself saying, oh, I'm so dumb, instead of saying that, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm really not understanding what this is. I'm not understanding why I keep making this same mistake. So I'm going to spend some time, focusing in this area so I can improve. I keep making this mistake, but I'm learning, right? So I know that there's a lesson somewhere in this. So let me spend some time, instead of multitasking, let me focus on this. Because I know that I can do it. I know this isn't impossible because life coach told me I'm possible. So I know I can do it. I know that I'm capable of doing it. So now, instead of saying I always mess up, I'm going to say it's okay for me to make mistakes. I'm learning and I'm growing every day. I'm evolving all the time. I'm growing through the things that I am going through, right? I'm healing. I'm not yet healed, right? It's not past tense. It's an ongoing process. So we're going to keep the ing just for good measure. I'm healing. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm evolving, right? It is an ongoing, everyday process. And then I'm going to begin to cultivate some more positive practices. We already getting up in the morning, having positivity on purpose here, right? I'm doing my affirmations in the morning. Hey, butter. I'm doing my affirmations in the morning, right? So I'm still growing. I'm still evolving. Now I'm going to add things like gratitude. I'm going to be more thankful and grateful for what I have. Thank you, love. I'm waking up every day with this attitude of gratitude. I'm starting to be more thankful and grateful for what I have. I'm shifting my attention away from this self-criticism, right? I'm no longer focusing on the things that I'm lacking. I'm more focused and appreciative of the things that I have an abundance of, right? Still working on my affirmations, using my positive affirmations to help reinforce this compassionate mindset. I'm doing things like journaling, right? I got me a journal from the Self-Care Club. No, for real, y'all, I did. Look, I got me a journal from the Self-Care Club. I got 2 of them because I needed an attitude of gratitude. And then, you know, mental health matters. So I got me some journals. And what I started doing is writing my experiences in the journals, right? Letting my inside thoughts out, getting them out on paper. Writing my experiences, writing down my emotions, and then giving myself time, right? Spending mindful moments, taking the time to analyze and process them constructively to say, you know, hey, what I wrote down, you know, all of these negative thoughts, I'm going to spend some time crossing these negative thoughts out. I'm going to spend some time rewriting this, rewording this. So at first, I'm going to write down exactly what is on my mind, right? And that thing that might be on my mind in that moment is, ooh, I'm always messing up and making mistakes. So then, you know, I've got it down on paper and it says, ooh, I'm always messing up, making mistakes, constantly making mistakes, right? So now I'm going to start to reflect on this, and I'm going to go back and be like, wait, I'm always making mistakes? I'm not always making mistakes, right? I'm going to start to pick it apart and realize, like, this isn't accurate. Yeah, it's how I felt in the moment, but this isn't accurate. So instead I'm going to say, you know, let me mark this out, and I'm going to say, it's okay to make mistakes because I'm learning. Yeah, that sounds better. It's okay to make mistakes. Everybody poops. We're human. Making mistakes is part of the human experience. And I'm human, so it's okay that I made a mistake. Right? So I'm going to begin to reframe how I'm thinking, utilizing these additional tools of gratitude and affirmations and journals, keeping myself accountable. So I've got these journals, y'all, and I'm filling these journals up, and I'm shifting my mindset, and I'm being accountable, right? I can start to recognize the areas of improvement that I need, and I can start to see where things went left. And so now that I know that things went left, I'm able to shift and things can start to go right now. So I know that I'm doing this work, but I want more because now I'm eager to grow. I'm eager to change. So now I'm going to begin to seek support. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get some help, right? I'm going to go to therapy. I'm going to get me a therapist who can help me, you know, with some additional tools, right? Because therapists, they're magical creatures, you guys. It's a special place in heaven for therapists, but that's just my opinion. It is definitely a special place for them because they hold all of these tips and tools. And the funny thing is, people think that, oh, when you go to therapy, that the therapist is going to fix you. No, the therapist is not going to fix you. You're going to fix you. Your therapist is just going to give you tips and tools on how to do it. Your therapist is going to help you raise awareness to the things that you don't recognize, right? Your therapist is going to help you to be more accountable for your actions and for yourself. And so when we go to therapy, some of us go in there, you know, thinking that someone's going to do something for us, when realistically they're just going to help facilitate us doing something for ourselves. And people are like, well, why do I have to pay if I'm going to do the work myself? Because when you weren't paying, you weren't doing the work yourself. So you need a guide. It's no different than a coach, right? Basketball players, football players, they have coaches that help them cultivate their strength. But the coach ain't the one doing the work on the field. The player is, right? But they just needed someone to help cultivate them. And that's what therapy is. And that's, you know, with therapists, with life coaches, with, you know, with counselors, things like that. So we're going to start seeking support from our therapists. We're going to get us a life coach to help cheer us on, right? Because why not? Then we're going to also join support groups because we know that there's strength in numbers. And so I'm going to begin to go to support groups, and I'm going to join the self-care club, right? And I'm going to start to share my experiences with people, understanding that now I'm able to foster a sense of connection. I don't feel so alone, right? If I'm able to share my stories and tell people how I feel, than someone else who may be suffering from something that I was able to deal with a month ago, a year ago, a lifetime ago, right? If I'm able to share my experience with them, in a message or a blog or just a casual conversation, all of a sudden the hurt and pain that I have healed from now encourages someone else to heal, right? Rich Risings, Miss Gloria, welcome in. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to seek support. I'm going to start to lean on people, and I'm going to allow people to lean on me. And so now that I've made it through recognizing and acknowledging and understanding, and I began practicing self-compassion, right? So I'm doing the work on me, and it's changing because now I look better, y'all. I feel better. So now I'm treating people better. So now I have a whole community of people in my life. So now what I'm going to continue to do, because I want to keep showing up and I want to keep maintaining this. I want to keep this momentum going because this right here feels good, right, Humble? This feels good to me. And so now I'm going to make sure that I keep this going. And I'm going to make sure that I keep my cup full by engaging in self-care, right? I want to start to practice activities that nurture my physical, emotional, spiritual, mental well-being, right? I want to holistically keep this vibe because I like it here. I didn't like how I felt then, but I love how I feel now. So I want to make sure that I can keep this going by doing things such as exercising. I want to pick up some hobbies. I'm going to start being creative and painting or making jewelry or, whatever it is that I want to do. I'm going to start taking up hobbies, and I'm going to start to do the things that I've always wanted to do. And, I may try something and I may determine I don't like that, but I'm not going to quit. I'm going to try something else. And, I seen somebody doing something online and it seemed pretty cool. So I'm going to try that too. And, that doesn't work for me, but it gave me an idea of something else that I want to try. So I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep prioritizing my self-care. I'm also going to begin to spend time with my loved ones because I was so hurt before and so trapped before that I wasn't spending time with the people that I love, with the people who love me. And so now that I feel better and I look better and I am better, right? I'm better than I was yesterday. And that's what my goal is every day, is just to be better than the person that I was yesterday. So now that I know that I'm better than the person that I was yesterday, I'm ready to show up. I'm ready to get back out here and network with my friends. And I'm ready to plan things and go to these family functions and, spend time with other people. But I'm going to remind myself that I too still need to relax. So although I'm going to get back out here in society and be a healthier, more productive version of me, I know that I now can relax and still spend time pouring into me. So again, we've talked about all of these, these things as far as us cultivating our mindset from the self-criticism to the self-compassion. So we went over recognizing and acknowledging the self-criticism. We talked about understanding the source, practicing self-compassion, developing a self-compassionate inner voice, cultivating positive practices. Thank you, love. Have an amazing day at work, Allie. Seeking support, and then engaging in self-care, right? Which these are things that we know, you guys, right? We talk about this on a regular. And so I've got 3 exercises that can help you if you feel like you're still struggling with this. There are 3 exercises that can help you to foster self-compassion. All right. So the first is a loving kindness meditation. During this meditation, we would focus on generating feelings of love and kindness to ourselves and towards others. We would repeat phrases like, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe. And in our recording today, I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to record today a guided meditation for you, a loving and kindness meditation. Once I get little mama down for a nap, I will record a loving and kindness meditation for you, since we did not have time to do that during the live stream. But I will make sure that that is included in the replay for you. Another thing that we can do is a compassionate love letter writing. Thank you, Ricky. I don't know if any of you have ever written a love letter to yourself, but it is a very powerful thing, right? So write a letter to yourself from the perspective of a compassionate friend. Offer words of encouragement and understanding and support, okay? And then the last one would be mindful breathing. Thank you. The last thing that we would want to do is practice mindful breathing, right? So deep breathing exercises to help us to stay grounded and calm, where we are paying attention to our breath and focusing on gently bringing ourselves back into the present, right? So when our mind begins to wander, we're going to acknowledge these feelings and emotions, but we're going to guide ourselves back to the here and now. Bring ourselves back to the present, okay? So again, you guys, just remember that rewriting your inner dialogue to be more compassionate to yourself can significantly enhance our emotional well-being. By replacing criticism with compassion, we can foster resilience, improve our mental health, and live more fulfilling lives. Transforming self-criticism into self-compassion is a gradual process that requires patience and practice. When we take the time to acknowledge our negative emotions, understanding their roots, and actively, again, keyword, actively cultivating the self-compassion, we can continue to improve our mental and emotional well-being. Remember that self-compassion is not about ignoring your flaws. It is about treating yourself with kindness in lieu of these flaws, right? Understanding that, as I go through life and as I stay on this journey to healing, that there are going to be situations that happen, things that are going to take place, but I am still whole. I am still here. I'm still standing. I'm still worthy and deserving of love. All right. So in a world that doesn't always treat us kind, we're going to be kind to ourselves. All right. So that's what I have for you guys today. Again, our topic was rewriting our inner dialogue, turning our criticism into compassion. So I hope that blesses someone today. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I really, truly appreciate each and every one of your presence. Thank you for tolerating the little hiccups here and there that we've had today. But like I said, I will do my best to edit the replay to remove these things. And I am going to also include I'm going to do some affirmations today. I'll record some affirmations, and I'm going to record a loving kindness meditation. It'll probably be about a 5-minute meditation. So give me a minute. Like I said, once I get her down for a nap later today, I will record these things for you guys. But other than that, like I said, I do just want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Thank you for being here for yourself. I applaud you. All of your presence, as well as the contributions that you guys shared during the live stream today, really do mean a lot to us here at the Self-Care Club. It's why I keep being able to come back and do what I do each day. So if anybody has any additional questions or concerns, or even some suggestions of topics that you would like to have for the Self-Care Club, please be sure to reach out. Until the next time, I pray that each and every one of you take care of yourself and embrace the wonderful, unique person that you are. We will be back tomorrow at our regular 9 a.m. time for another, group coaching session. If anyone wants more information about the Self-Care Club, if you're looking to join our chat community, or if you wish to book yourself a personalized life coaching session, head over to selfcareclub.org for more details. Say have a good day. Have a good day. Say see you later. Blow kisses. Mwah. Okay, bye-bye.